And we are live. Hello, folks. This is James with Paul once again. And tonight we are going to do a watch along. We're continuing with the Scream franchise, and we're going to be doing a watch along of the sequel of the 1996 classic, Scream 2. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, of course, and don't forget to donate to our PayPal at PrimePod313 and or our Cash App at PrimePodcast at Outlook.com. Any donation will be greatly appreciated. All right, Paul, how's it going?
It's going good, man. Just got back from the cinema, had a good time. You know what one I'm talking about. But yeah, we're ready for Scream 2. This is my first time seeing this in 3 years. And for a lot of people, some say, this could be an arguable point, but some people say that the sequel was an improvement in terms of quality. But like I said, it's debatable because both movies are awesome.
And also to elaborate on what you said, Ed, without of course, spoiling anything, what are your quick thoughts on Scream 2022? I fucking hate that, but yeah, Scream 2022.
Scream 5. Well, I will, without going into too much detail, I will put it like this: I fucking enjoyed it. For me, it's the best sequel since Part 2, and it's up there with the first one in terms of the story quality and just how they managed to just capture the essence. But plus this is the first time we've had a Scream movie without Wes Craven, so they stayed respectful to this one.
Now, just answer, okay? Is this a sequel slash reboot?
It is a direct sequel to Scream 4. So this takes place 10 years after.
So it's a continuation. Okay, cool,
Yep.
cool. All right, oh god damn, some sitting needs she needs some serious therapy at this point. All right, well, like I said, we will get to Scream 5 when we get to it as we continue on with the series. As for me, when it comes to Scream 2, like Paul, this is gonna be my first time watching it in a very, very long time. Honestly, when I watch the Scream movies, the only ones I particularly watch is the first one, in my honest opinion. But I do remember Scream 2 a lot growing up when I was younger. Because there's one particular scene in here I remember everyone was talking about that a lot of people were pissed off about, and some still pissed off this very day about it. But yeah, I remember Scream 1 being such a huge phenomenon that everyone and their grandmother wanted to be in the next Scream film. And to their credit, these guys rushed production. They went straight into shooting this film because this movie came out like close to a year after the release of the first film. So they went straight into it. Normally, that is a death sentence for a lot of movies, a la Halloween 5. But I remember this being a decent sequel, a decent continuation of the story. Not better than the first film, obviously, but I thought it was decent. So yeah, I'm ready. Paul, you ready to go?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right, so just like before, we'll give you guys time to, I'm watching it on Peacock. Of course, Paul got it on Blu-ray. So yeah, so by any means, if you guys want to watch it with us and watch alongside with us, go on right ahead. And then, of course, we'll be giving our commentary on the movie. And if you guys have any questions to ask in the chat, we will definitely answer them for sure. Okay, all right. I think we should be good to go. All right, so just like normal, we normally go 3, 2, 1, play. Once again, because some people just don't understand some of the structure sometimes. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. All right. So we're doing it for real this time. All right, gave a couple test runs. Now we're going. All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
It's
All
on.
right. All right, I got the Miramax logo showing up. I am 13 seconds in. Dimension Film showing up.
Yep.
Uh,
13 in.
maybe a couple seconds behind me, Paul, but that's all right, no problem. All right, here we go. And
Man.
there,
Cinema experience, man. Can't beat it sometimes.
you cannot beat it, bro. And we see Omar Epps and Quez's potential wife, if Jada Pinkett Smith, her character in this movie, which by the way, you know, and Jada Pinkett Smith, who at the time was a pretty well known actress. I think it was like a year after Set It Off, which was a big hit, and
Yeah.
of course she did Mr. Society, Low Down Dirty Shame, A Different World. She was a pretty big actress at the time, and of course Omar Epps, with Juice and all the Higher Learning.
Yeah, once again, they were able to capture some really well-established actors to be a part of this movie. That just goes to the testament of just how popular this movie was back in the day. Everybody wanted a piece of it.
Oh my god, dumbass white girls getting their white ass cut the fuck. Oh my god, if Quez was a female, it'd be Jada Pinkett in this movie. God damn.
But yeah, you were saying some of the films that she's been in. I remember watching Menace to Society a couple of days ago. Such a good movie. And of course, she was in the Matrix movies later on, and then Collateral.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, I like how the social commentary in this scene, because it's true, because they're going to see Stab and, pointing fun at the whole where Hollywood takes tragedy and try to make a buck off of it, which is very true. No matter how horrible it was, no matter how traumatizing it was, Hollywood's always quick to make a quick buck out of it. I believe like the World Trade Center movie came out literally just 5 years after the events of 9/11, and I believe Once Upon a Time in Hollywood touched on, the Sharon Tate murders. So it was a nice little commentary that Wes Craven at how Hollywood always tends to take tragedy and turn into money.
Yeah, I mean, even though Wes Craven was an accomplished filmmaker and a well-known horror filmmaker, this dude was on point with the social commentary. Same with George Romero. I would put those two up there when it comes to being aware of what was going on in the world,
Oh God, Heather Graham. Where has she been?
Heather Graham, man, I'm gonna find out right now. Give me a second. Let me see.
Of course, Heather Graham. She's most known for being Roller Girl in Boogie Nights, which I believe came out around the same year. I want to say.
Yeah, she was in the Hangover movies. She was also in that. She was also in that Jack the Ripper movie from Hell.
This is true. Yeah, she was. Again, another movie taking tragedy, making money out of it.
Mm-hmm. And even at 51, she's still looking good.
Oh yeah, I remember at the time she was like the hot young thing at the time, and I remember her in Austin Powers, bro. She looks so good in that.
Oh yeah, she's got 2 movies coming out soon. She's on a movie called A Wing and a Prayer, and some other one called Oracle, which is a horror thriller.
Now, question, Paul: would you want to be in a movie theater like this where it's just fucking chaos and everything? Everybody's just like super into it and shit. Like me, I understand. Like if I ever saw Halloween Kills and like look at that, like everybody's going fucking crazy every time Ghostface shows up. I would literally be like, okay, y'all, shut the fuck up.
Dude, if I was in the cinema like that and I'm looking around seeing all this, I'll be just sitting there thinking to myself, it's a party now.
Oh Jesus.
That's just me though, isn't it? But no, I mean, if people are into the movie, I mean, cool, I mean, I was definitely into the movie I was seeing today. I mean,
but Paul, they're not into it. Everyone's acting fucking crazy.
Yeah, they were just going fucking mad about it.
And I highly doubt a movie theater would just allow motherfuckers to act crazy like that in there.
Hey, dude, it was the 90s, man. You could get away with
this is true too.
I mean, if you try to walk into a cinema now with a Ghostface mask, you get people looking at you like, what the fuck? I did that with Scream 4 when it came out. I went at the Ghostface mask and people were just looking like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, Scream 4, what do you want me to do? Had to wear it for the occasion. Fuck. But yeah, back then, man, I'd have killed to have been in these kind of movies back in the day. And hang on a second, my Blu-ray just decided to act funny on me.
What do you mean? Do I need to pause?
Yeah, give me a second. I just get to where I was.
All right, pausing, y'all. People who's watching this, pause. I'm at 5 minutes and 44 seconds.
My fucking Blu-ray player just said, "Hey, we're freezing." I'm like, "What?" I gotta get back to the menu a minute, guys. I apologize. My Blu-ray player is a dick.
No problem. All right, we're having some technical difficulties right now. I am at 5 minutes and 44 seconds. So anyone who's watching this live or in the archive, you can have time to catch up a bit.
All right, I'll get to that in just a second. I'm just waiting for it to load up the menu bit. Oh, I'm gonna stab this Blu-ray player. I gotta get past the intro bits. The thing about Blu-rays, you can't skip the fucking intros. I can fast forward it, but there we go.
No, you're good. You're good.
I know. That was unexpected. Okay, I'm just getting to the menu bit when it loads.
I'll say this though. The one that I remember liking this intro scene. My problem was it was probably a little too long, in my opinion. It was still strong and effective. I mean, of course, not as it tried to capture the same spirit of the intro of the first film. I thought it was a little too long. Like where I'm paused at, we see her getting popcorn and Pepsi, and I'm like, hey, you could have cut that out.
I know, right?
Like there's a couple things Wes does. I'm like, hey, you could have cut that out. It wouldn't make no difference.
I know, but I think they wanted to just go for that elaborate vibe to it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'm almost there. Hold on.
I've seen. Oh my god, I hate bitches like that. I got my money. I asked for your money. I'm like, fuck you.
Okay, I'm at 5 minutes and 44. You ready?
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay,
so
let's try again.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Same rules apply. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. So, 3, 2, 1, play.
We're in.
All right. Jada's going back into the theater with her popcorn and drink.
Yeah, the guy's saying I'm sorry about scaring her.
Okay, all right, cool. I just want to say this too. I mean, personal feelings. I'll just wait till her death comes.
Yeah, because we all know a certain movie a few years later.
Which, by the way, I kind of thought that was a clever line. Nobody wants to play $750 to go see Sandra Bullock unless she's naked.
Yeah.
And at the time, that was what dudes wanted to see. They wanted to see Sandra Bullock naked. But Sandra Bullock was so underrated back then.
Oh yeah, I mean, she had some pretty good roles back in the day. And I mean, I'm not saying she hasn't had any good roles now. I mean, she's had some pretty good, decent roles for some of the films she was in. Like that recent film. The last film I saw her in recently was I think it was called Bird Box.
Yeah, just like everyone just the whole hysteria of how people just gravitate towards movies. I thought it was a really nice touch for Wes to touch on that because it's true.
Yeah.
People take.
Imagine this: you're waiting to have a piss, and you got two dudes in a Ghostface mask.
Yep. Well, look at the thumbnail.
They're like, "Motherfucker, you serious?" I just think it was a nice vibe putting that in there. It was pretty funny.
I'll say this though. I thought this, even though I mean, it's a clever death of Omar Epps, but it's very convenient.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, because the killer just knew that Omar was going to show up to the stall next to him, and I will say him doing the whole mommy thing in next door is creepy, but
he's literally listening in, and then it's just there we go. Right in the fucking eardrum. Ow.
And I'm pretty sure they had Omar Epps chew on a blood capsule. Easy shit to do.
Yeah. Most of these films like this was done the practical way. I mean, nowadays we get a little bit of CGI to enhance it. Most films kind of overkill it. But this is back in the day when everything was old school.
I gotta say this, though. That's one hell of a risk to kill somebody in the bathroom stall. Because we get the impression that's a pretty packed movie theater, and no one's going to see that body in just 10 seconds.
Yeah, quite surprising those two guys that were there didn't even take notice of it,
Didn't even hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that person in the cinema, it's like, get the other way, and you're just sitting there thinking, shut the fuck up.
All right, now we get to see now Jada's into the movie now. How much you want to? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my rant out the way now. How much you want to bet what happens to Jada now? Will Smith has thought about doing multiple times over the past 20 years.
Quite a bunch of times, I bet, no doubt.
Oh, quite a bunch of times, yeah. Especially the past year. How much would have bet Will Smith wants to kill this bitch so bad?
What's happened? I'm not surprised,
Oh gosh, like I'm sorry, this bitch is evil, bro. Like what she's done to Will has been evil.
I know.
Like, come on, I want happy Will Smith back.
Yeah, same here, dude. Oh, here we go. She's noticed the blood. She's like, what the fuck? And then Ghostface has his surprise motherfucker moment right now.
I will say this though. I mean, how their death here is very well done here. Wow, she's literally being slaughtered, and the crowd thinks it's part of the act. Like they're just fucking around.
Yeah, because they have no idea. Because everybody's all doing the stab thing, and everybody's just like, "Oh, that's just them having fun, enjoying the movie." But it's like, no, this shit's really going down. It kind of reminds the way the cinema scene happens. It kind of reminds me of the cinema scene that happens in the first Italian horror movie Demons, where they don't know what's going on, and then they realize, and it's like, oh shit, this is bad. It's almost kind of like a reference to that in a way for me, but done in its own way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes, absolutely.
And the music score to this scene is just spot on. Marco Beltrami doing the music here. This just captures it, man. The whole scene, very operatic.
And I like then the realization, the crowd, like, oh shit, she really is hurt.
Yep.
I'll give Jada that she sold this really well.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That she sold this really good.
Just a hell of an opening scene too.
And she's dead.
Done.
And I like that. It just sits on it and then boom, scream. I'm like, okay, that was good. That was good.
Exactly. Just love that. I just love that awkward silence that just makes you think, oh shit.
Yeah, that was definitely an effective opening.
Oh yeah. And here's Sidney Prescott. University.
Even though I do prefer her with longer hair, but yeah, she still looks good.
Oh yeah, she was great in this, and even on the recent one, she still looked good. And here's that thing you were griping about, dude. Fucking phone IDs.
Caller ID, which again shows, and again, apparently, and I love how she's just numb to it. So she's used to it at this point, and then she got the caller ID and flipped the table on the guy.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "Oh shit."
Caller, yeah, the caller ID. Like we said multiple times, how much of a big deal that used to be.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, John Jay?
What's going on, John Jay? And then we have Elise Neal, who and I believe we're going to see Dwayne Martin here, who was on a UPN show. I want to say All of Us. I want to say, yeah. I will say that. Yep, Liv Schreiber, Con Weary.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. I remember it was nice to finally have him be a fleshed out character because he was only in the movie for like 30 seconds in the first film.
Yeah. Yeah, Lisa Neal was in Logan as well. I didn't even realize that was her in Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. 55 and still looks great too.
And of course, Con Weary, doing something I would have done, going home media tour run and try to make as much money as I can because after all, it robbed a year of my life.
Yeah, I mean, your life got fucked up being accused of something you ain't done. What would you do? You'd want to trade kind of compensation too.
Man, I'd be so goddamn pissed.
You can imagine me. I'd be like, you put me away for a year? How do you expect me to fucking react when I see you in the street?
But yeah, but if I remember correctly, this scene, this cast has a lot of up and coming actors in this movie. Some that are very prominent in the 90s and some that are still prominent to this very day.
Yeah.
Like I said, Elise Neal, Nev Campbell. I believe Sarah Michelle Gellar is in this, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Sarah Michelle Gellar is in this. I mean, during this time, she was riding the success of being in that Buffy the Vampire TV series and just hot off the heels of doing I Know What You Did Last Summer because she was in that as well.
That was before Scream?
I Know What You Did Last Summer came out before Scream 2 came out because I think I Know What You Did Last Summer came out around the summertime and Scream 2 was released on the 12th of December, so a few months after.
And all right, and Sydney knows about the murders that happened, and of course we get to see and there she is, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Oh god, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I used to have the biggest crush on her, bro. I used to watch Buffy all the time just for her.
Dude, I remember hearing my school friends just nonstop talking about it. So
Buffy was the shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was a cool TV show. I caught a few of them here and there on TV, but man, there was just some really cool episodes on there. And there's Timothy Olympian, who ends up as Seth Bullock in Deadwood.
And also we also got Joshua Jackson, who was in the Mighty Ducks, and again, this was right off, and he was doing Dawson's Creek at the time.
Yeah, and John Jay said he did see the new Scream last night. I just came out of seeing it earlier today, dude.
Randy. I'm not gonna lie, Paul. If I was in this class, I would have flipped out. I'm just like, okay, if you want to say Alien is better than Aliens, I'm not gonna argue with you about that. But
we're gonna have this argument all day long because I mean, as much as I love the first Alien movie, don't get me wrong, undeniably a classic. But for some reason, Aliens kind of edges past it a little bit. Just
Aliens is better. Aliens is better.
Exactly, especially if you got the director's cut version.
And then talk about T2. I prefer the first Terminator myself over the second film, but
yeah,
yes.
But yeah, I mean, come on, both Terminator movies undeniably good.
By the way, John Jay, try not to spoil anything in the chat, please.
Yeah, James hasn't seen it yet, man. We got to wait until he sees it, then we can go about it all night long with the reviews. Oh yeah, another thing, got to point out as well with Timothy Olympian. I don't know if you saw this as well, James, but Timothy Olympian was also in the 2010 remake of The Crazies.
Yes, he was. It was filmed in Iowa.
Yep. I remember when I first heard about them doing a remake at first, I thought, well, if one film could probably be doing okay for a remake would be The Crazies. And then I saw the trailer for it and I was just like, oh, wow, they really did change it around for the better in this one. And of course, filmed in Iowa as well.
And there we meet Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell, yep. Last one I saw him in, he was in the 3D remake of Piranha.
Yeah, and most known being the fat kid in Stand By Me.
Yep, that's right.
I remember at the time everybody was like, "Yo, that's Jerry O'Connell."
I was surprised when I realized when I was watching it the first time. I was just like, "That's not Jerry O'Connell." He goes, "Yeah, dude, it really is." I was like, "Bullshit!" I had to look it up on IMDb, and I was just like, "Oh fuck, it is okay." But yeah, that just tells you how people can change over the years, you know?
Yeah, just get in the fucking gym.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that myself, man. I've lost a few pounds already.
Oh God damn, Courtney Cox.
Gee, she looks good in that bit.
I forgot this is how she looked.
I know.
And this is Courtney Cox. Now she's very much into Friends at this time.
I think they were
season
6 or 7 at the time.
And there's Dwayne Martin, who of course I remember from Above the Rim, and went on to be Tisha Campbell's husband. And there's Laurie Metcalf, Aunt Jackie from Roseanne, which I believe at the time Roseanne had just ended. I want to say.
I think it did. Let me just go look that up a second. Hang on. Roseanne came to an end in '97. So this was her being in this just in the aftermath of that.
I always thought she was very underrated. I always thought she should have been in more movies. Like people say that Aunt Jackie was arguably the funniest character on the show.
Without question, she was good in that TV show.
Come on, that bitch. I mean that. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul.
I'm just seeing what she's up to right now. Right now, she's in something called Lady Bird.
And I know that she's in the Connors, which is still going on.
I don't know if you realize this either, but she was in all 4 Toy Story movies.
Yeah, it's Andy's mom.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because when I hear Andy Mom's talk, I'm like, I've heard that voice before. And then it says Laurie Metcalf. I'm like, oh, makes sense.
Yeah. And again, you know, the thing about these Scream movies, man, because of the first one where we all had us guessing, trying to figure out who the fuck was the killer, I'll bet you the speculations when this film came up was at a fucking fever pitch.
Well, I do know that I do know that that Scream 2 was one of the first movies where the shit actually leaked out online.
Oh, and shit. Yeah, remember that on the news too.
Yeah, and they had to redo the whole ending and shit. Oh, and there's Rebecca Gayheart, who a year later would be an urban legend.
Oh yeah, that's another good horror movie that a lot of people don't talk about very much.
This is true.
I mean, they did the first one, and I remember seeing the second one in the cinema, Final Cut. I never saw the third one yet, which was I think it was the Bloody Mary one. I know that the Urban Legend box set has been released on Blu-ray, and I'm actually kind of trying to see if I can track that down. And another thing, too, the guy who directed the first Urban Legend movie, he went on to do another horror movie in 2001 called Valentine.
Oh.
Now, that's one I haven't seen in a long-ass time.
I remember hating that fucking movie.
Yeah, I know some people like it. A lot of people hate it.
No, because I was on the killer side. I'm like, fuck these bitches.
Well, yeah, obvious. You know, after what they put him through.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you make a horror movie and then you do something where the killer is sympathetic and you are actually rooting for him, you made a shitty film.
Yeah. I mean, they put shit in that. There's Dewey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this right now. I definitely want to do Valentine around Valentine's Day because
I need to get the Blu-ray copy of that.
Yeah, because fuck it. And then there's Yeah.
I was thinking, if we don't do Valentine, we can always do the 2009 My Bloody Valentine. You got 2 Valentine horror movies to pick from there.
Oh, not well that or that or the original, the 80 version.
Absolutely. But anyway, we're beating off track here.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. But yeah, I was just saying about just some of the lot of movies that came out during the 90s. I mean, like I said, Urban Legend was one of them. Quite a few well-known names ended up in that film.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of stars got their start in horror movies.
Yeah.
And I like it, and I also like the little thing where, again, there's some effects from the first film where David Arquette's walking with a limp now.
Well, yeah, he did get some pretty bad nerve damage when he got stabbed in the back like that, man. I mean, that was a pretty nasty injury that he ended up getting in the first movie.
For sure. EJ Miller said The Conners is a Roseanne spinoff at the moment. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard when they said that Roseanne was leaving and they were off, I thought, oh, this show is not gonna last. But hey, the shit had got like 5 seasons, so it's still going strong, still doing good. And it's also cool that John Goodman finally gets the shine for once.
Yeah,
because I'm a huge John Goodman fan, and any time that he gets a chance to shine, I root for, which is why I love 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh yeah, that Cloverfield Lane movie was pretty good. His acting in that was really
brilliant.
Gnarly. He was also let's not get up, and he was also in that film. I think it was called Red State, the one with that religious cult where he's the FBI guy trying to stop him. Mm-hmm. And of course, he was also in Death Sentence. Have you ever seen that one?
Oh, very underrated.
And another thing for people who may not realize that Death Sentence is actually the actual book sequel to Death Wish.
Yes, it is.
I mean, even though the Death Wish sequels were okay, well, maybe not all of them, but maybe the first, maybe 2 or 3.
She got got her again. Got her again.
She's like thinking, fuck, not again.
Oh, man, she had that coming. That was a pretty fucked up thing that Gail just did.
Well, yeah, bringing Cotton Weary in for this thing?
Well, yeah, we're trying to do an interview, and she didn't tell Sydney about it. You just put her on the spot.
Isn't that what most journalists do nowadays?
This is true. I do remember though that, okay, yes, Courtney Cox, she's still an opportunist bitch, but as the film progresses, you do see some growth in her character.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, is about fucking time. Because she clearly, she used Dewey's crush, to manipulate him, and she clearly, because now David Arquette and Courtney Cox are having a scene together, which I will say is one of the best things about the franchise. Their relationship.
Shane just chimed in saying Scream 4 is the best of the sequels. I don't know about that, dude. It was good, but
and just like in Scream 1, you could just feel the natural chemistry between the two. And I gotta say, David Arquette again got Courtney Cox in her prime. That's one of, outside of the Miz getting Maurice, is definitely one of the biggest wins ever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said on the last movie, these two, even though they had a character-wise, it was a relationship thing with the characters, but all of a sudden morphed into an actual relationship between these two.
Dewey ooze with inexperience. I'm like, well, yeah, you did.
Well, yeah, you were a bit of a dumbass in the first movie, bro.
Yeah, you was a deputy for a reason.
Yeah. How he survived in the first one was surprising, especially when I first saw it.
Oh, how he survived this!
Oh, fuck.
I'm just like,
he was done in this one.
I was like, okay, now Wes, you're just fucking with me at this point.
Yeah. I could hear the Broken Arrow music playing in the background. Which did provoke a bit of controversy when they added that in this film, in terms of the composers.
Well, yeah, because apparently when they did the film, they added the Broken Arrow music, just for a temporary thing, because I don't think they were finished. I don't think they were finished with a. They didn't have an official score yet, and apparently people on set, they fell in love with the music, so they bought the song.
Yeah, there was a lot of that too, and also, if I remember correctly, like you said, there was a lot of internet leaks with this, which. So they had to literally rush. And the thing I was just reading into this as well is that Dimension Films moved forward with the sequel while the first movie was in the damn cinema. So they were already starting work on a sequel already.
Yeah, they rushed right into production, which, like I said, is it could be a death sentence.
Yeah, it was a ballsy move because when you get films that rush. And like a year after the last one, I mean, like you pointed out with Halloween 5, and we all know how much of a clusterfuck that turned into. But before anybody asks, yeah, one of these days, me and Paul will do a watch along of Halloween 5. If you want to see me have a live meltdown, there you go. Go ahead. I'll be right there with you, man, when it comes to Halloween 5. But yeah, like there was several other films as well that kind of did the whole. Doing them annually, like the Saw movies would be another example. They did that for 7 movies until it disappeared for a couple of years. But even though the critics savaged the fuck out of those series, people kept coming back for more every time because they just wanted to get more of it. It was like every time a Saw movie came out, it was like an annual Halloween event for a lot of moviegoers. So I guess that film would be one example of. Even though critics can talk all the shit they want, it was still successful for people that wanted to watch it.
All right. Well, now we got Roger Jackson. Calling Sarah Michelle Gellar.
And again, Roger Jackson doing the voice of Ghostface. He's just so menacing every time he makes these calls.
Which is funny because like he has such a pause, but he has such a smooth ass voice, and then he'll just flip a switch on you.
Yeah. He's slick like that when it comes to doing voice work, man. I mean, that's
now I will say now the reason why last time we did a Scream movie, I was kind of like, I think Scream 2 was a decent sequel, but I think the gimmick wears thin after a while. Like, yeah, it still works to Scream 2, but that's kind of the thing I'm interested in with Scream 5. Like, how does, the whole calling on the phone thing, using the voice, how would that work in 2022? Like, I'm kind of curious about that.
Oh, they found some new ways of pulling it off in some aspects, man. I won't go into any spoilers, but there is a couple of surprises with that phone.
And I will say Sarah Michelle Gellar definitely had even though the movie itself was kind of, I know what you did last summer, but I thought her chase scene is one of the best in horror. Like, Sarah Michelle Gellar, in my opinion, I don't know if Buffy counts, but she definitely should have been in more horror films. I think she's in her natural element there.
Yeah, I think it's because it could be one of two things. One, her agent wanted her to steer clear from horror movies, because you know how some people are when it comes to horror films, right? No matter how successful they are, and no matter how critically acclaimed some of them are, you're always going to have somebody who's going to constantly shit on horror movies. Mm-hmm. So it is what it is. But she has been in a few. I mean, she was in those Grudge remakes. I still refer to Japanese originals, but she was in those, which made quite a bit of money too. And
I'm sorry, there, dude. I'm sorry. I'm like, Ghostface can be. He can be funny sometimes, man. Yeah. We just saw creepy like.
He's just holding there slick as a cat, man. Nobody didn't even hear him going in. She's like, from the phone, like, fuck this. I'm setting that alarm, but you're a bit late for that now.
I think it would have been better if we didn't really see him in there, but just seeing him slide in there, you know, like I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a comedy moment. I think Wes just wanted to put in there.
It's so strange too because Sarah Michelle Gellar, I'm so used to seeing Buffy, so seeing her be vulnerable and defenseless and not knowing how to fight is always strange to me.
Mm.
But I always thought Sarah Michelle Gellar, with her reactions and her mannerisms when she gets scared, I always thought were very, very strong. One of the best episodes ever of Buffy the Vampire Slayer was the episode when she finds her mom dying on the couch. And yeah, definitely some of the best acting from Sarah I've ever seen. I still think that's probably like the best episode ever. Like she's actually, I don't know why she's not in movies anymore, man. And of course, Cruel Intentions.
I'm gonna see what she's doing right now.
Man, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Cruel Intentions, bro. Oh my fucking god! Watch Cruel Intentions, folks, if you haven't watched it. And there he is.
There's Ghostface. He smashed right into the table. That ain't gonna stop him. I'm just checking out what she's up to right now.
I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah. She's currently on the Netflix animated series of that He-Man reboot that they did.
Okay, that's cool.
And she's only 44 right now. She's still married to Freddie Prinze Jr.
It's only 44?
Yeah.
God damn. Ooh. 2 stabs in the back.
And if that's not enough, listen to this impact. Ow.
Yep, she's in.
She's out of here.
She's out.
Thanks for coming.
Damn, I wanted her to be in the movie longer, but all right.
But I think when they were, because like I said, when they were filming this, I know what you did last summer was filming around the same time, so they had to kind of split the release schedules up. Because I'm pretty sure that one came out before Scream 2 did. I'm just gonna make sure and confirm that. Hang on. Where are you?
So Rebecca Gayheart got some very nice eyes.
It came out. I know what you did last summer. It came out 2 months before Scream 2 did, October 17th.
So they probably filming around the same time.
Yeah. She must have a very hectic schedule back then. You know, filming for Buffy, filming for what you did last summer, having a bit of time to do this.
And I love how Mickey and Randy, they're still going back and forth about the sequel thing.
Yeah, it's almost like in a way
it's not a sequel; it's part of the trilogy.
Yeah. You kind of think that Mickey and Randy are kind of like the perfect match when it comes to film criticism, you know?
Oh yeah, they're both movie buffs.
Yeah.
I never really thought about that. Like, yeah, you can't count Empire Strikes Back because it was planned out that way, so it doesn't really count. Like, so that's how sequels work? Okay. So you can't really call Halloween Kills an actual sequel then, because it's part of the trilogy.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, I didn't realize this. I don't know if you knew this, but Matthew Lillard, the guy that played Stu in the first movie, he had a cameo in this movie. It was like
what?
He was at the sorority party just now. It was like you blink, you miss.
Yeah, because I did not see him.
He was there. I'm reading it right there, dude. He was in it.
I did not see.
And he also he also had a similar cameo in Scream 4.
Oh, John Jay. John Jay. Great point because in the film class they literally just agreed that Godfather 2 was superior movie. But if we go by Randy's logic, that should not count because it's part of a trilogy. Well, true. I don't know if they planned on doing a Godfather 3.
Godfather Part 3, man, that was like, it was okay, but it didn't have the same punch as the first two. At least that's just me.
Wasn't necessary.
No, I didn't think there wasn't really a need for them to do a third one, but
no,
they just wanted to find a way to close it out, for better or worse. A lot of films seem to do that these days.
And of course, I love how they put the camera on Jerry O'Connell, to kind of make the audience automatically look at him,
Yeah, I bet a lot of people, including us, when I first saw it, I was convinced it was him.
Oh yeah, I was like, you ain't tricking me twice, motherfuckers.
Yeah. On this crazy chase coming up, man. Because it just seems ironic, like, as soon as she closes the fucking door, who's right there at the front door? So you had the suspicions, like, immediately when this happens. See what I mean?
There you go.
And then you realize he's there, and it's like, okay, so it's not him. Who the fuck is it? Has he got an accomplice?
Yeah, but you still gotta be suspicious because there was 2 killers in the first film.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like, if he's there, you think, oh, that must be somebody working with him then. Ghostface falling on his face like that.
Yeah, they make him clumsy sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's just it, man. He's relentless. He'll get you no matter what he gets through,
All right, now we see Jericho going in, and Derek gets attacked, and then of course I do remember they find him and his arm gets slashed.
Yeah, hence with that blood on the door, but yeah, there's a slashed arm.
And I do remember, I like Neve Campbell's acting. There's a moment where the camera's going to slowly pan to Neve Campbell's face, and just when the realization sets in that shit's happening again, I thought it was really good acting on Neve Campbell's part.
Yeah.
But I will say, though, I do remember that Scream 2 does a better job at right here.
Yeah, and especially
like when it. But yeah, it does a better job in the first, because with Billy, you kind of had a suspicion that he might be involved. But here, like, they did a better job at kind of like not making you guess who it could be. Yeah,
this movie definitely kept a lot of viewers on its toes when it came to trying to figure out who was behind it all. Because the first one, they were kind of throwing hints. So I guess with this one, they thought, okay, this time we're just going to let you figure out yourself. If you can figure it out, cool. If not, then you'll have to wait until the end. But they definitely kept you on your toes with this one, for sure. I mean, you wouldn't think this guy was a killer, would you?
Oh, they definitely, because Timothy Olyphant, the character, he's not really in the movie that much.
Yeah.
Like, so he only has like what 2-3 scenes? Like, you don't really see him, so they completely hid him. And of course, Laurie Metcalf, like, she's in the background. Like, you don't even notice.
Exactly.
So I'll give Wes Craven that and Kevin Williamson that. Like, they definitely did a better job at not making them hide in plain sight. And of course, and to John Jay's point in the chat, fact that that the arm missed every vein and artery in his arm, again, raises suspicion.
Yeah, I agree, John. I thought he was the killer too, just because he had that one little minor cut. I'm sure a lot of people felt the same way when this came about.
And then I like how he threw it back at Dewey, like, well, you showed up right when he disappeared.
Yeah, so that kind of makes you think, well, now they're
I'm like, well, it could, and you're like, okay, it could make sense for Dewey. You just say he just went fucking batshit after his sister got killed.
It would be a good reason to go after somebody if that happened, you know? I mean, if they were like unhinged enough to go that far.
And I like how that all the deaths so far has a connection to the first film.
Yeah.
Like Marine was Jada Pinkett, Omar Epps was Phil, and Casey was Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah. So they're trying to piece together what the connection is.
Yeah, so someone's trying to make a sequel.
Exactly. And we all know the rules about sequels.
Which we'll get to.
Oh, yeah.
Shane says, I always assumed a female was involved because they kept throwing in a woman can't be a serial killer thing just like in the first film. Good pickup, Shane. Good pickup.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too. It was rare back in the day to have a female being involved in the killings. The only other film I know that kind of did that before Scream would probably be Sleepaway Camp. And after
Sleepaway Camp, Happy Birthday to Me.
Yeah, Happy Birthday to Me.
Friday 13th, of course.
Yeah.
Can you say Basic Instinct?
You could do. And let's not forget Urban Legend had a female killer too.
Well, I'm talking about like in terms like before this movie came out. But yeah, you count Urban Legend. So it's happened before.
Yeah, but it's on those like rare occasions that you pointed out that you get.
Yeah.
Mostly it's predominantly a male killer.
John just says Mickey was an underwhelming killer reveal because he disappears in the movie for like 30-40 minutes after that cafeteria scene. Like you just sort of forget about him. I think that was the point, John Jay. I'm pretty sure that was the point. Or you do forget about him.
I think that was by design why they made it like that. They were just throwing that hint to whether you realize it or not.
And then also too, once again, the script got leaked. So they probably had to do a shitload of reshoots and rewrites too.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, once a movie gets leaked before it's released, you know, everybody's going to be going in damage control.
Halloween Kills.
Yeah, I know that the script for that got leaked, and I remember coming across a link, but I was like, nah, I'm not reading this. I'm gonna wait.
The script got leaked, the trailer, the soundtrack. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there?
This is the thing about the internet, man. When people do enough digging, they're going to run into something like that. That's one of the problems with internet and movies now. You can't keep shit a secret no more. That's why Scream the first movie in essence kind of worked more effectively because the internet wasn't a thing at the time. And there's no way the script could have been leaked unless somebody actually in the studio did it word of mouth. With this one, it was an issue because, you know, the internet was kind of booming during this period when this one came out. And that's why it leaked. So that's why nowadays, when you got movies like this, you got to keep everything a closely guarded secret. Got to sign these contracts now where you can't disclose nothing because if you do, it's a breach of that and you're off the set.
All right, now, Paul. I'm pretty sure people in the chat here will agree because I'm pretty sure I know my audience pretty well. This is some pretty simp shit Derek's about to do. But I get why he did it, and I don't understand. If there was one thing I would love to ask Wes Craven, why did you do this? Like, this wasn't necessary, dog. Like,
I don't know why he decided to do this. It was like, what was the deal for this? I remember when I first saw it, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, he's trying to get it because I was a kid at the time. I was like, okay, he's just trying to win her back. Looking at it now, I'm just like, dude, you really had to do this?
Shane said, Jason Bourne's password is probably 1234.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I think I love you. So I'm like,
Oh shit! Here we go.
it's. I mean, only thing good about this is Timothy Olyphant he's clearly having a ball with this scene, but I'm just like, do this in 2022.
We wouldn't be able to get away with this back at this time, at this day and age. Back then, sure.
Oh, bro, if
you watch some of the YouTube videos, if somebody tried this now, they get their teeth smacked out. You know what I mean? I've seen some.
I get you're trying to show that Derek is, the perfect boyfriend and showing how much he loves her, but I'm just like, this is just
very cringe.
Cringe. It's very cringe.
Like if I was in there, I'm probably sinking in my seat now, thinking, dude, stop.
And I know, and here's the thing. Do you really think Sydney would really go for a guy like Derek? Like, Sydney always struck me as someone that would probably go for the bad boy type.
Yeah. But I'm guessing
maybe that's why she's with Derek, because she's trying to get away from that.
Yeah. I'm guessing after the events of the first movie, she didn't want to hang up with the bad boy looking types anymore.
Yeah, so she goes for the preppy guys.
Yeah. But as we know, sometimes in horror movies, sometimes even the preppy guys can be just as equally fucked.
And she gives her letters.
OBK.
And they kiss. And this is if this is a fucking nice romantic comedy, this will be the ending.
Yeah. That music was so Dawson Creek like that.
Yeah, I still cringe at that. Like, I'm just like, bro, no dude would do that, especially nowadays, bro. Like,
I know the perfect guy to take home to mom if she had one.
If she had a mom, which I thought that was a good line.
Yeah, that's a very that's almost like ouch moment there when you say that.
And I love how they continue with that because Nev Campbell said that with my luck they probably cast Tori Spelling to play me, and they actually got Tori Spelling to play her, which I thought was clever.
Yeah.
And they got Luke Wilson to play Billy's fucking hilarious.
Luke Wilson, man, I couldn't even believe that was him when I first saw it. I was like, no way. Barely looks recognizable back then to what he is now.
Yeah, I remember when Tori Spelling was like the it girl at one point.
Oh, dude, she was smoking hot even back then. What's she up to now, anyway?
Honestly, the last thing I remember seeing her in was Scary Movie 2.
Oh, God, she was in those Sharknado movies. I'm out.
And another great scene from Jamie Kennedy, explaining the rules of a sequel.
Yep. That's true. Yep. It's about right.
This is true. And to his credit, he calls the killer again. He names Derek. He names Mickey. He named her named Sydney's roommate.
Basically, everybody's a suspect in a sequel. That's just how it goes.
Everybody's a suspect.
That's about right. In a situation like this, who are you not expecting? There's a question there.
If I'm a suspect, you're a suspect.
Imagine us having that conversation if we were in that situation.
Oh, bro, I would definitely look at everybody. Like, if me, you, let's say MG, Mark, all of us were all suspects, I'll be looking at everybody with the side eye. Like, I don't trust either one of y'all.
Trust me, I'm going to bed. I got a baseball bat close by if that was the case. These guys had a pretty good chemistry going on too, as well.
Yeah, I guess I actually like their scenes, and I wish there was more of it. He names Gale, which once again, it makes sense.
Yeah, because she wants more media coverage, right? So how else are you going to do it? If she was doing the coverage.
Then, again, showing the effects of the first film, showing that Randy's his gunshot wound.
Yep.
Man, oh god, Jamie Kenney's so fucking underutilized in this film, man.
I know it's such a stupid move that Craven made. Even he admits he fucked up with this one.
Yeah, I think I get what he was trying to do. It was trying to raise the stakes that okay, if we kill a beloved character, it raises the stakes. But
basically, you take away the guy who has all the knowledge.
And the humor. You take the humor out the movie, too.
Exactly. I mean, to Wes Craven's credit, he did give him back for a cameo in part 3, but...
He actually realized they fucked up.
You should have never killed him, yeah.
I love this. I love that line. His throat, he wasn't gutted. His throat was slashed. Gale gutted or slashed. The man ain't in the union no more.
Exactly.
That was a funny line.
Yeah, this dude's got the right idea. He's like, yeah, killings are going on. I need to get the fuck out of here. He's definitely got the right idea when it comes to how to react to that situation. We got to go. You don't want to be around when there's a killer around.
And didn't he say that he almost won an award for filming a fucking like chess tournament?
That's about right.
Jesus Christ. Now, this is another scene here, Paul, where I'm like, you could have cut it out.
Yeah, looking at it now, I kind of think that. But back then, for me, when I was like 13 at the time, I thought it was pretty elaborate back in the day,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I just thought, her talking with the.
No, I mean, yeah, but especially when it comes to the stage performance, it's like she's doing her thing, everybody's doing their thing, and then boom, Ghostface is there.
And I never really got the impression that Sydney wanted to be an actress.
I didn't know either.
I never got that impression in the first film. I'm like, okay, kind of. Okay.
Bit surprising that she actually went for that route in this one. I guess it was almost like after all the shit she went through, she wanted to try and find a way to try and forget about that shit or use something as an outlet. And I guess in some aspects, people sometimes will use a form of creative art as an outlet to get away from to forget some of the trauma that they've gone through,
I guess, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Paul. It was kind of this point in the movie where I'm kind of like, it's starting to lose me a little bit. I'm sorry. The moment Jerry O'Connell starts dancing is when the movie starts losing me.
Yeah, that whole thing with that was cringy as fuck when they did that.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you guys doing? You're slacking on this now.
I mean, I don't hate the film, but it's kind of like the moment that happens, it's like why did you have to do that? Now we get Sydney rehearsing her play. I was like, can we go back to Randy or Dewey or Gale?
Yeah, let's go back to those guys. But I don't know. I guess this is just like time filler stuff that they're trying to put in right now.
And this movie's 2 hours. Like,
isn't that the longest? That's the longest running time for a slasher movie, isn't it?
Yeah, you could have cut out 20 minutes of this scene and a good chunk of the opening, and I mean, if you
had this movie running at 110 minutes, or 114, which is how long this recent one was, you'd be fine. But when you're doing 2 hours, especially for a slasher movie, you better have some really impressive stuff and not just add stuff just for the sake of time filling. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, okay, they're showing Ghostface could be there, could be her just being paranoid. I guess, but I don't care. And I'm not shitting on the film. It's just that it's just like I said, like I felt it. Like the moment Derek did that simp shit, it's like it's kind of going down now.
Yeah, like you said, there were some scenes that were put in this that you didn't need to have. You could have just shortened it down a little bit.
Yeah, this could have been this could have been a deleted scene.
Yeah, it could have been, but Craven wanted this in there for whatever reason, man.
And I guess kind of showing that like is Ghostface really there? Is she just being paranoid?
It does make you wonder: was Ghostface really there, or is there something in her head right now?
EJ says Jamie Kennedy has a YouTube channel. Some of his videos are when he talks about why Son of the Mask fell apart. Yes. I do know he has a YouTube channel. I haven't checked that video out because a lot of people say that was the movie that basically killed his career because he was on a pretty good trajectory. Because he had Malibu's Most Wanted, he had his reality show, Jamie Kennedy's Experience, and once Son of the Mask flops, like he just plateaued, man.
He disappeared. I mean, like I said, the last film I've seen him in was 5 and 6 of those Tremor movies. And that's about it.
I mean, I'll give this. Like, I'm surprised Kevin Hart fucking survived Soul Plane. Because that could have killed that should have killed his career.
That's the problem. Like, a lot of these films, all it takes is just one movie.
Shit
bomb. And most times, most are not going to recover from that. And there are several movies that I'm sure a lot of us have seen over the years where it is such a fucking disaster. And you think to yourself, man, are they ever going to bounce back from this?
And then, Sydney getting more distant from Derek.
Yeah.
Understandably so, but
yeah, because she's afraid that if he's not the killer and the killer gets to him, that means taking away another person that she cares about, and she doesn't want. Want that
Let's be clear, but she doesn't want to be with Derek.
Yeah.
Let's be clear, man. Derek's a rebound guy.
John Jay said this is why they think they should have. This is why he thinks they should have kept Rose McGowan alive, so they could have killed her in the sequel and kept Randy in this one. They could have done that, yeah.
Agreed. And I also like the little Friends tie-in. Ever since those new pictures on the internet, it was my head. It was on Jennifer Aniston's body. I'm like, okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah, they had to kind of put a humorous reference to that at some point.
Now this, Jamie Kennedy has this is actually a very fun scene because the killer's calling him. It's broad daylight. You think they'd be safe because they're on campus, and and I do remember Dewey and Gail trying to find who's on the phone talking to him. Yeah. But
Jamie was literally talking shit at Ghostface. Like he was kind of tearing this dude to shreds.
Oh, he fucking, which we later find out is Laurie Metcalf. But oh yeah, he was roasting the shit out of him.
Exactly. And speaking of that roasting, here we go.
Once again, I get why trying to be shocking, but
this was an unnecessary kill. I think a lot of us will probably agree on this. You could have at least kept him alive for Scream 3.
And then also suspicion of the camera guy because as soon as he leaves, the phone call happens. So
Exactly, like that. You would think it's this dude as well. Like again, to what Randy pointed out, everybody's a suspect. You can't trust nobody in a situation like this right now.
I love this. What's your favorite scary movie? Showgirls. Absolutely frightening.
Oh man, that movie Showgirls. Where do we begin with that one? Graduation Day is a good one. Oh, here we go. He's trying to talk a shit at them.
And going, they're searching, which okay, it's a good scene. It's executed well. God.
I know it's frustrating to know that they could have kept this guy alive. Like, come on, man, what were you thinking during this?
Ha!
And keep in mind too, also during the late '97, this is when mobile phones were starting to pop up everywhere.
The fucking dude came with the dive, hilarious.
It's kind of funny, man.
It's a big ass mobile cell phone. God damn.
Yeah, look at that fucking antenna on there. It can snap off easily. You ever had a situation like that where you have one of those phones and the antenna snaps and then you realize, shit, you've messed your phone up?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been there too.
A rat homo repressed Baba's boy.
Oh, now you're asking for it there, man.
And I hate this. The convenient, motherfuckers with the boombox playing music as he goes in the like, oh God.
Talk about ironic timing.
And I'm supposed to believe this is Laurie Metcalf throwing Jamie Kennedy around like this. Like, oh God damn it. I ain't seen this scene in a while. Like I'm getting a little pissed off watching it right now.
Oh, there goes Randy. That sucks. That's a dude's feet, man. Come on.
I'm like, they really did fucking kill the best character in this movie.
Dude, I was pissed when I first saw this. Can't fucking believe they did it.
And
here comes the reveal. Here we go.
That was a pretty weak scream, Courtney.
Yeah. And he's like, see ya.
Yeah, that was a horror movie scream right there.
That's no horror movie scream whatsoever. Like, come on, Courtney, you got to put more effort into that.
Yep, using a computer library in the 90s, so it's an 80s fucking computer, which is I'm so glad those are gone.
Yeah, you and me both. It's good to see that technology when it comes to using computers is a little bit more better these days, because back then I can imagine, trying to use one of those things back in the day would be a total nightmare.
Oh, bro, like you would try to download a picture and it would take fucking like 6 hours for it to fucking download.
Yeah, that fucking annoying dial-up noise on the bloody thing makes you want to rip your eardrums out.
Because I know in 1997, I mean, hate to bring this to wrestling, they said Sunny was the most downloaded, picture, of like 96, 97. And I'm like, imagine how fucking long you had to wait to get that picture, bro.
Yeah, you're talking like half of your day sometimes. And not to mention the fucking phone bill you're going to get with those internet dial-ups back in the day. Can you imagine it? You're downloading a photo that's going to take you 6 hours, and then you look at your phone bill, and it's like, for this month, it's about nearly $200 or $300, and you're just like, oh, fuck.
Which in the 90s, $200, $300? God damn.
A lot of money back then.
And of course, now they're, trying to throw the red herring that it could be Cotton because he's trying to convince Sydney to do a Diane Sawyer interview. And
he definitely.
Which I get. I get why he wants to do it, and I get why Sydney doesn't want to because she clearly wants to kind of like move on, from it, But
you got a guy here that just won't let this shit go because he knows his life got fucked up and he just wants it to be right. He wants that wrong right.
Yeah, he wants to get what he's owed.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to get what's owed for them, after the shit you go through. So the way he's acting here, the whole intimidating side of things, you wouldn't think he was the killer just the way he's acting. And think about this too. When you've been in prison for a year or two, it's going to change you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
A movie that has a good example of that, showing how somebody can change like that, check out Shot Caller. That's a pretty good example of it right there.
And now he's getting arrested, which understandably so. I mean, Sydney just got a threatening message on, and you see fucking Connie screaming at her. You're like, well, yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like an instant smoking gun right there.
Like I said, sorry to cut you off, Paul, but like I said, like this movie definitely does a better job at not making it like it could be this person, it could be that. They definitely did a better job here than they did in Scream 1.
Absolutely. I mean, they definitely, when it came to the whole guessing game, they certainly upped their game with this one, no doubt.
They did.
And it's just kind of a bit disappointing, especially when part 3 came around, how they just, didn't quite hit the spot.
Man, I don't even think Randy even told Sydney that he liked her.
I don't think he did either.
I'm just like, we never got. Oh, God damn it. Again, like I said, you do it to raise the stakes and, to really be like, oh shit, anyone can get it. But, I mean, like when Karen died of Halloween Kills, it made sense. The execution of it, okay, you could question, but it made sense. When you kill a big character like that, it makes everything else, it raises the stakes.
Exactly.
But if that character is such beloved like Randy, it's like I don't know. I wouldn't have made that call. John says she knew though. I never really got the impression that she did know.
I didn't either.
I never got that impression.
But yeah, when you're talking about how certain beloved characters get killed and how it can literally change the landscape of how a film or even a TV show, and sometimes it could be the right move and sometimes it's the wrong move. In this case, it was definitely the wrong move. And another good TV show that shows that anybody can be killed in that would probably be The Walking Dead, especially the early first 7 seasons, maybe.
Man, don't get me started. I still think killing Carl was a bad idea.
Dude, he's still alive. He in the fucking comics, right? He survived all the way to the end. He's about my age on the final issue.
Yeah, that was a
dude. The only reason they killed him off is because the actor wanted to go to college or university to do something else. That was it.
Which I'm like, okay, you could have worked around that. Like,
I know.
you could have. I mean, fucking Lauren Cohan, because she was being a bitch behind the scenes because she wanted Norman Reedus, Andrew Lincoln money, and then I'm like, you ain't the star of the show.
No, yeah, you're not getting that kind of money.
And then when she thought she was hot shit, did that show on Fox that flopped. That she came running back.
Exactly, and then she was also in that Dumb and Dumber sequel.
Yeah, it's like, bro, there's levels to this shit. Like, you ain't Rick, and you're not Daryl.
Exactly. But again, when it comes to killing off beloved characters or characters that people like, killing Cole off, I remember when I fucking saw that, I was like, guys, what the fuck are you doing? And it kind of brought, when I saw that happen, again, it brought me back to this instant where Randy gets fucking taken out. Both deaths unnecessary.
And also, and like I said, this is where we kind of see Gail's growth as a character, where she doesn't care about a story, and where she legitimately wants to put this killer away.
Yeah. I think this is that point where she's just realizing, okay,
that I was a piece of shit.
Yeah. And the connection between these two
gets stronger.
Yeah. To the point where they get together in the later movies and then in real life too.
Yeah, I will say this is definitely one thing that Scream 2 definitely did, opposed to the first film, where she realizes that, like I said, she was she was being a piece of shit, and now she kind of like, with Laurie Metcalf's character, she's like, damn, this media shit is bullshit.
Yeah, she right now at this point, she's like, fuck the limelight, fuck the news reports. I just want to put this guy down now.
I just want to put him down. Yeah. Which I was like, okay, all right, some good development there.
Mm-hmm. Which is really nice to see. When you have a character who starts off, the character's a piece of shit. That's the way they do things, and then is able to turn it around.
It can work. They tried that with Tina on Halloween 5, and I was like, fuck you.
Yep. They tried it on some other stuff as well. I mean, there are some films and TV shows where you have a character that starts off as a piece of shit and is able to turn it around, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. And Gail Weathers is one of those examples where it actually did work.
Jesus, where are we at in this movie now?
We are now an hour and 15 in.
God damn.
We're 75 minutes in, folks, and we still got another 40-odd minutes to go.
I will say that, that, like I say, this is decent. It's just Scream 1 definitely had a better flow to it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one too.
I can kind of drag in a little bit, but I'm still intrigued though.
I mean, the reason why Scream 1 is so beloved by a lot of people, and the reason why the movie story flowed so naturally with the chemistry and everything, was because back then, at the time, no one ever saw it before. It was unique.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it was like you knew what was coming, but they still found a way to keep it fresh.
Exactly, Paul. Which is why I say, like how will the Scream gimmick, continue? Because like we've seen all of this, like we know what's gonna happen. So how do you keep it fresh?
Yeah, I know. When I saw this one, I was so curious to know how they were going to do this. And again, like I said, without giving away too much, they did do some stuff that was pretty surprising.
And there's the Broken Arrow music again.
I haven't seen that film for a while either.
Oh, it's a great fucking movie.
Oh yeah, it's one of those cool movies that John Woo did while he was doing this time in Hollywood. Got to put Hard Target in there as well.
Once again, and they've officially made up, and they're making out on the desk.
Guys, you got a kill on the loose, and you're doing this. Didn't you follow the rules?
Bro. Hey, bro. Hey, if Courtney Cox is attacking me like that, I don't give a fuck about no killer.
Fair point.
Well, yeah, let Courtney Cox fucking just attack me like that, bro. I'll do anything.
Hey, I'm not arguing it because I'd be right there too if I was in that situation.
So then you see that the killer has been following them and recording them this whole time.
They're making their own movie. That's what this is all about, isn't it? For some of them. Oh shit. I have to put it out there. When you see the fact that they're being filmed, that's when you kind of realize, okay, it has to be the other reporter. I kind of had my suspicion when I first saw it then. It could have been Metcalf's character.
Okay, that's a good point.
It just seems pretty obvious to me at sometimes. But then again, when you look at the body size, you think, okay, so one was up there, so you're guessing that must have been the reporter, and the one down here is probably Mickey.
I will say this. I will say this though. They do get pretty creative with the. That's the one thing I will give Scream, that they're really creative in using their environments. Like the scene here where she's in the newsroom and you see her hiding, and then you see Ghostface lurking and stalking. Like it's pretty creative.
Oh yeah, Wes Craven was definitely very skillful when it came to using the environment to create suspension and tension. You know,
all right.
And of course, with Hills Have Eyes.
What's up, Ronnie? Says, how's it going, James? It's going pretty good. Just sitting back watching Scream 2. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. Also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and donate to the Cash App at PrimePod313 and or PayPal at PrimePodcast@Outlook.com. Any donation would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, those soundproof rooms. I got one of those.
Now, I like to think this is Lloyd Metcalf here, like, stalking Gale.
It might be. I mean, do you think it...
And again, like, I like this, where you kind of see Ghostface, you know, like, in one spot, you see Gale hiding in another spot. Like, I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did she realize that she trapped herself?
Not a good idea to be trapped in a place like that. Here comes Dewey.
This is some bullshit right here.
Oh, yeah. Because
he should have died here, bro.
I know, right? I mean, the way he got fucking attacked in this movie, you'd think for sure, okay, he's done.
And like I think he gets stabbed in the back again.
Yeah, he got stabbed in the back, and I think it was more than once too.
And then you hear some couple stabs there, and
you see this
face slammed in the goddamn glass. Like, man,
that should have been it. For him, that should have been a wrap.
Now you want to talk when you talk about how certain characters have plot armor. Dewey fucking Riley is.
He got fucking Kevlar.
He's the fucking Terminator.
I know, right? How can it's like you kind of think to yourself, how can a guy like this survive the shit he's done? You'd have to put it down to maybe luck, I guess.
And again, showing how relentless, like you said, Ghostface is, trying to break down the glass.
Mm. John Jay says, who I first saw this, he thought, and when he first saw this, he thought that the killers was the cameraman and probably Joel. That's who he was thinking the two killers were. Yeah, for me, I thought it was Joel, and I thought it was Cotton Weary at one point.
All right, now Campbell's being taken to a safe house. And I think what happens next is his fraternity is about to haze him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because, he gave his letters to his girl, which is a no-no. Like, you can't do that. And I'm just like, wow, I think Sidney called fraternities organized religions.
Fraternity rules, man.
I never got that shit, bro. I ain't fraternities. Like, I get the benefits. We got connections to certain people, but I'm just like, yeah, let's go to this fraternity where they pretty much humiliate you and shit. And the benefits is connections and free beer. And like, man, kiss the blackest part of my ass.
It's like with Eton College, which is like a college where only the really snobby rich people go, right? They got a club, the Bullington Club, and it is fucking ridiculous some of the shit they do.
Like, I've seen some shit where like you have to. All right, I never. I mean, for those that's watching that's in fraternities, congratulations, but I just never understood it. And again, didn't need to see this.
Wasn't necessary. It's just time filler.
Brett Gayheart looks good, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, those two, good time fillers.
But yeah, okay, yeah, he's getting revenge but we see him getting hazed. I'm like, yeah, you're filling time. Woo! God damn.
Yeah, getting ice cold drink poured down there. Yeah, that's gonna freeze him up. It was like a good party though, but again, the shit they put you through.
You could have cut. This could have been a deleted scene.
Yeah. Again, it's just time filler.
Okay, he loves Sydney. Like, okay, all right. Just that could have been cut out. Like that's the one thing about. Like I said, that's the one thing about this movie that there's so much time filler and it doesn't flow well. Like the tone of that scene did not. Because here's the thing: when Randy dies, the humor is gone. It turns into a straight up slasher film, and which is fine. But I know some people may say like I'm shitting on this movie. It's just certain things that they done here, which I'm like I wouldn't have done creatively.
No, there's just certain things. I mean, there's no argument for me. Like there were some scenes in this that you didn't need to have. You could just have those as a deleted scene, or maybe released it later on as a director's cut. You didn't even put this as an official release,
And people are saying, and I think you brought this up, Paul. I don't know if you was talking about the recent one or this one, where they said that this movie ups the violence. And yeah, we see motherfucking Ghostface playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, the thing about this, you were saying that Scream 2 definitely did up the violence a little bit.
I don't.
But this new
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Well, I guess you could say maybe this bit here with this guy getting a rebar through his face.
Yeah, that's the only bit of true gore that we see. I mean, we see a couple stabs in the here and there, but I don't get the gore. Okay, now that's a shit.
Fucking nasty. I mean, look, he's still alive too.
That's a shitty way to go.
Yeah, but I was saying Scream 5 in terms of violence, dude. Definitely fucking upped it. Like probably the bloodiest one I've seen. But back then, this was bloody for people back then. Now it's tame, compared, for guys like us, this is like tame. But you look at some of the ones that's out now. So I'm guessing when they did Scream 5, with all the horror movies that came out 10 years after Scream 4, they had to kind of up it a little bit.
I remember that in Scream 4, there was one scene where this girl gets killed in her bedroom, and there was like fucking blood just everywhere. I was like, God damn.
That was vicious. That kill, out of all the kills that occurred in Scream 4, that kill was possibly the most vicious. And it's surprising too, because in the UK, right, it got a 15. The first 3 movies here were an 18. And the 4th one was a 15. And that one was pretty violent. This one that came out today was also an 18. First one since part 3. But yeah, I mean, I think the 4th one, in terms of violence, did up a little bit.
I will say, this is definitely a good scene here. Definitely a lot of tension and a lot of makes you hold your breath, because they literally have to. I mean, if you're not watching the movie, that Ghostface is knocked out in the front seat, and they literally have to crawl over him to get out the driver's side. Which I'm like, okay, this is pretty intense.
Dude, imagine being in that situation. You make one false move that could wake him up, and he's in arm's reach. You're fucked. She could have right there figured out who it was when she took the mask off, but that would have spoiled the surprise, I guess.
Ah, shit!
Fuck!
I forgot all about that.
Made me chill. I almost spilled my drink here.
And the door, I think the door is locked, so I have to come out the window.
Yeah, it was, yeah. That's the thing about doors, man. When cars get fucking wrecked, the doors get messed up.
Well, that's the horror movie trope. Like, all of a sudden, cars don't work.
Yeah. And that car is so 1990s, man.
Oh, man. But, let's see here. Yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. Like I said, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button as well. Yep. We are, where are we at in the movie again, Paul?
We are now, and we got half an hour to go.
All right, we're at half an hour. We're pretty much about to head to the third act here of the finish of the movie.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Ever since I got into wrestling, I look at movies as, just as a wrestling match. Like, okay, there's your beginning, then there's your heat, and then let's get to the go home spot. Like,
I'm the same way, dude. When it comes to, ever since I've been doing this drama course in college, I'm kind of looking at it in like a critique kind of way now. Which
you can't look at movies the same no more.
Exactly, and it's true. When they say to you, like, when you're watching a movie, you just enjoy it. But when you get into acting, you start looking at shit a hell of a lot differently, because you got to look at the research side of things. You got to look at how the characters portray themselves. It just literally changes everything for you. And he's left the car.
Oh, and this was 1997. When did Wild Things come out?
Hold on, let me check.
Because that was probably like the hottest I've probably ever seen Neve Campbell.
Wild Things. Wild Things came out in March 20th, 1998.
So a year after this.
Yeah, and one of the actors from I Know What You Did Last Summer, I think, was in it too, or was it Cruel Intentions? I forgot. But interestingly enough, the guy who directed Wild Things, his movie debut was Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Oh, nice.
And if any of you guys have never seen that movie, I would advise you to do so. It's one of the earlier films that Michael Rooker was in. But I will warn you, some of those kills in there is pretty damn hard to watch. And this is 1986 we're talking about here. So the level of violence this film had back then, unheard of.
Nah, Con Weary caught red-handed.
When you got blood in your hands, it's pretty obvious sometimes.
And Laurie Metcalf just happens to be outside.
Ironic, isn't it?
how she delivered that was funny.
Cotton Weary?
What? No!
Can't be!
But yeah, bro, when I saw, I'm not gonna lie, bro, when I first saw, like I said, when I saw Never Came with Wild Things, like, the scene with her and Denise Richards was one of my first experience of watching, sexual activity in movies, and it was a great first experience.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
Then Matt Dillon had to come and fuck it all up, and I'm like, no, nigga, leave.
Yeah, like why?
Why? Like, I want to see Denise and, but granted, they had their own scene together, which apparently Neve Campbell, I think they said she's actually kind of hesitant on accepting that role.
Yeah, because think about it. When you're doing an erotic film, you've got to be 100% willing and comfortable to
all in. Gotta go all in.
On there.
And thank fucking God she did.
So when it comes to Wild Things, it says here the film gained notoriety for its sex scenes, including one involving Campbell, Richards, and another depicting a threesome between the two actresses and Dillon that were more explicit than typically seen in mainstream Hollywood movies. So they broke the mold there a little bit.
I didn't give a fuck about the movie. I just wanted to see Denise Richards and Neve Campbell. Like, that was it. Like, I didn't care about the plot. I didn't care about, and the plot was convoluted as shit. And
dude, everybody wanted to see Neve Campbell in whatever film there was, and having her in that type of movie, wet dream for anybody.
Yes, sir. All right, now we're at the third act where she's back in the auditorium.
Poor dude. Well, we can eliminate him being the killer. I guess a lot of people were assuming that.
My God, do you really think that she really actually loved Derek?
I am split in that opinion because it's like she did kind of like him, but I don't know if she was like completely serious with him.
And here's the reveal.
Fucking Mickey.
It's Mickey, and I thought, and when I first saw this, I was like, oh, I forgot all about Mickey.
Yeah. I remember when I realized, I was like, so that's where you fucking went, you bastard. You were killing people.
Nah, when Derek said, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, that was my reaction too.
And it's pretty obvious he's the one that was in the car because he's got the cut on his head.
And I like showing how manipulative Mickey is. Like, she's putting the thought in her head that it could be Derek. Which you can understand why Sid would feel that way.
Yeah, because she got a little mind fucked after what happened in the last movie. And
some people were saying, how could you believe a killer? And I'm like, well, go through what fucking Sid went through.
Yeah, think about this also. You're kind of planting the seeds because this could be a setup too. The moment you run time, it's like, gotcha. So there was a lot of that going on too. But then that quickly changed when you saw that shot go.
Clean shot!
Right in the fucking heart. Set of mass.
Yeah, I'll just be like City, like you didn't really like it. Could be me talking shit because I don't like Darren because what he did in the cafeteria, but I'm just like you. I guarantee you, if Billy wanted to, you would have fucking married him. You would have married to him by now.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I get Mickey's motive. I get his motive here. You know, using the effects of cinema violence on society, which back then and even to this very day is a discussion.
Oh yeah, dude, it's definitely an age-old debate. You hear it all the time. Anytime something fucked up happens, we always got to blame a movie or we're going to blame a video game. Do you know how many years I've had to hear that debate, especially in video games? It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Times I've heard that finger being pointed. Like I remember when fucking Manhunt came out. You remember Manhunt, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. Back in the day, there was a huge controversy of it, especially here in the UK, because some 17-year-old hammered another 14-year-old to death with a fucking hammer. And because he had a copy of the game in his house, which he stole from the person he killed, by the way, they assumed, oh, he played this. We have to blame this game. And I remember the scandal, the shitstorm that it caused in the UK. I remember the newspaper, the Daily Mail, had like a front page saying, ban these evil games. And it's funny, too, because every video game they had on their list, guess what? I owned all of them. So for others, I'm thinking, dude, why are you putting these up? Because you're just going to make people more interested in getting it. That's like a shopping list. And besides, if you're going to go about violence in video games, okay, the reason why I think violence in video games is not a big deal for me because I also think it's also a good outlet. Let's say you've had a shitty day and you just want to fucking let rip. That's what video games like that is for. I mean, where else are you going to shoot somebody in the face and get away with it?
Right.
You can't do it in real life, so that's what that video games like that is there for. It's an outlet.
Yeah, I just thought it was just an interesting motive where Mickey just basically just wants to be a celebrity. Like he knew he knew he would get off, because
he wanted to be what Cotton Weary's be, basically trying to get that celebrity status. And at first, I'm guessing we're all thinking, shit, it was you as well. And then here she comes.
At first, I was like, what? And then he says Billy's mom. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, when I heard that the first time, I was like, so you're Billy's mom, the one that left? Oh, shit.
Yeah, so, at first I was like, Laurie Metcalf? Oh, she's Billy's mom. Okay.
Yeah. And we all know the reason why she came back is because she wants payback on Sydney because she did kill her son.
Yeah, they went the Mrs. Voorhees route.
Yep. Which I guess in a way was a nod to the original Friday the 13th.
Psycho website.
95 active serial killers. She did a lot of digging.
They met on the internet. That's funny.
I know, right?
And then you realize that she was just using Mickey.
Yep.
Yeah, she never really bought into that trial. Was like I said, she just wanted good old-fashioned revenge.
Yeah, this is just payback.
And it makes sense. So the motive makes sense why Mrs. Loomis would come back, even though, again, she left.
Yeah. J-Mac, what's up?
What's up, J-Mac? What's up, that guy, Eddie? And I will say that Laurie Metcalf does a good job acting here, which, yeah, well, I bought.
Damn, she's got the crazy eyes going on and everything. Look how wide they are.
Yeah, because Laurie Metcalf, she's a classically trained actress, so I can count on her.
Yeah, she definitely knows how to turn on the emotions for this. A little bit of method acting at its finest there.
John Jay says it was a good motive. Mickey's motive in this one, and Jill's motive in the fourth were the best to me. Yeah, it was kind of, it's kind of the same thing. Jill's is more modern, because social media acceptance.
Yeah, internet.
Yeah. So
the YouTube TikTok thing.
And then Mickey was right too. It's all about the trial, which is true.
Yeah, because trials are going to make a shitload of headlines.
J Mac says not much. Just listening to this while I am at work. Well, good. I'm glad you're listening to us. To hopefully work's going good for you, man. Glad you're enjoying the show.
Yeah, I hope you're doing all right with the work, man.
Well, there she just admitted.
A little knife hack, right?
Yeah, she just admitted she killed Randy, which I don't buy, but okay.
I ain't buying into that bullshit either.
yeah, because she fucking manhandled Jamie Katie like that. Like, come on.
Yeah, bullshit. Unless she was crazy, unless she had that like psycho strength, but I doubt it.
Okay, this is a good performance. I learned. I forgot how good this performance was.
It's very good. Ow. Always hurts getting glassed. Yeah, you gotta be careful with those weights, man. You can drop a stage light on your head at a moment's notice. I had one almost hit me in the head, believe it or not. One malfunction.
Yikes.
Yeah. If I was like an inch to the left, I probably be in hospital right now with a cracked open skull. Those things are fucking heavy. They're like 10 to 15 pounds. So imagine that dropping from the ceiling height. That's about a good 40 or 50 feet in the air. Not nice. She's using the stage as an advantage to keep her at bay. It's a good disorientation tactic. I'll give her that.
This is true. Yeah, playing flipping the tables on her.
Yep.
I will say, Neve Campbell is definitely one of the greatest final girls in horror history. No question.
She's up there with all the good ones too, man. She's up there with Laurie Strode and everybody else.
Because I let Paul go on a diatribe there, but I really enjoyed that line. Like, one thing I forgot about Billy Loomis is that I fucking killed him. I'm like, okay, that was cool. Like, she's not, she's not a damsel. Like she will definitely get down and dirty when need to. Like Mickey say, you got the Linda Hamilton thing going.
Exactly. I mean, she ain't scared to fight in this.
Well, man, this is the main event.
Fight! Dude, she is fucking nuts in this with that knife. I don't blame her though. I mean, she did have her fucking son killed, but jeez.
Well, I mean, you kill my son, then.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad shit coming your way if that was mine too.
Now, I will say this. I actually thought this was pretty brilliant, what they do with Cotton here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because now you're like, because he doesn't really like Sydney very much right now, and you don't know what he's going to do.
So you kind of think to yourself, is he in on this too? Is he the third guy?
Now you're like, who...
Is this an NWO thing? Yeah, whose side is he on?
Whose side is he on? Yeah, and then Laurie places the thought in her head that hit his head. That you're the star. Just let me kill her. Like I actually thought this was a very, 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 very good ending.
Yeah. You can see the gears turning in his head.
Yeah, you see him thinking. Does he point the gun at Sidney at one point too?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he does. Okay.
There you go.
And you're like, oh shit.
He's like, you know what? Yeah, you did. Fuck you.
No, she's like, yeah, you're right. Mrs. Diane Sawyer interview.
And then
that's all you need to hear.
Deal got sealed.
But I love the fake out because you're like, they both felt you don't know who she shot.
I know. And then you realize when.
And then you realize it was okay. All right. So okay, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, nice little moment of tension there.
In the original script, it ended with Sidney and Cotton fighting to the death. So Cotton was going to be the killer?
I fucking knew it. So they really were going to go there. How would you have felt if they actually went through with that, James? How would you have felt with that?
I would have been like a low hanging fruit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing there probably would have been some that would have been like, yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. And like you said, it would have been low hanging fruit. But sometimes that's what most people go for, isn't it?
Well, not just David Arquette. Courtney fucking Cox is Kevlar.
Yep. Got to put that out there, too. Amount of times she's had stuff happen to her in these films.
You know, and then again, showing how smart Sidney is. You know, she's gonna put, you know, just in case.
Yeah. She was definitely on point with that one.
Like, you know, the one last scare thing.
Yep. She remembers. Speaking of which.
See, there you go.
Dude, they shot the shit out of him. And hey, just in case. There we go.
So I will say the beginning and the last 15, 20 minutes, I will say the movie's strongest points.
Agreed.
Everything in between is hit or miss.
And a few bit of cringy moments, and we all know which one was the main cringe moment right there.
Yeah, the moment when we got, you know, Derek, I think I love you. Once we get to that, it's like, that's where the movie lost me.
And then when we saw this bit, I was like, how the fuck?
This is bullshit.
Like, how?
I mean, like, I'm happy he's alive, but I'm like, yeah, like, how?
Dude, you were done. You got stabbed like fuck knows how many times there.
There's 2 movies in a row. This dude is leaving it in a stretcher.
Dude got lucky, man. He's got that lucky rabbit's foot or something, man. I want to know where he got it from.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen, if I had Courtney Cobb, I was like, yeah, I probably would be Kevlar too.
Yeah, good point.
And then, you know, Sidney's willing to let Cotton be the hero.
Yeah, let Cotton have the shine. Technically, he was kind of the hero during that moment.
No, he was. He did save Sidney.
Exactly. So it was fair that she did do that for him.
And then he said it's going to be a hell of a movie. And I was like, oh, decent.
I guess so.
He has Sydney walking into the sunset.
Yeah, she's like, you know what? Fuck graduation. I'm out.
And I like the song that plays during this.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
And is that it?
Hasn't blacked out. Just there you go. Wes Craven name just showed up.
Then that is Scream 2, written by Kevin Williamson and directed by Wes Craven. And I gotta say, after seeing it for the first time in a long time, it was good. It was good. It was good. I thought it was a decent continuation of the first film.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a trip down memory lane for me. You know, I actually, again, first time I've seen this in 3 years, and even though it's been 25 years since this film came out, it still holds pretty good. Even though it has its like moments where you think to yourself, man, not necessary, but it was all right.
Yeah. I thought. I mean, I think Scream 1 aged a little better, in my opinion. But all right, let's look in the chat here. John says, I don't think he's Ghostface. I think that was just something they just tacked on for the ending. When Sydney's roommate and Derek were going to be the killers in the original script. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that would have been interesting.
That would have been an interesting idea.
That would have been interesting. You know, not have a woman, but a black woman at that be the killer. That would have been interesting. And then Derek, you know, again, low hanging fruit, but yeah, that, like I said, that's Scream 2.
2
not
down,
bad.
3 to go.
2 down, 3 to go. I think Scream 3 is on Peacock. I think it is.
Scream 4 is on Netflix. Well, it is on my end, but I'm not worried about that because I've got them pretty much already.
Okay, cool. But yeah, if anybody in the chat wants to give their thoughts really quick or want to ask any questions, give it like a couple minutes here. So yeah, my thoughts on Scream 2. Paul just gave his. I still think Jamie Cady was very underutilized in this film. Now if they killed him off in Scream 3, if they killed Jamie Cady off in the beginning of Scream 3, then I would have been okay with that. I would have been fine with that. Mm-hmm. But to kill him halfway through Scream 2, and he's like one of the best things in the movie, it's like, that's a bad call. I thought acting-wise it was fine. I thought, you know, Neve Campbell was consistent. I really enjoyed the development of Gale and Dewey. And it was nice to see, you know, the cast that this had, you know, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Joshua Jackson, Timothy Olyphant. I thought it had a really, really good cast. I think it's good. It's a good movie. Any final things you want to say, Paul?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, again, you pretty much pointed out everything I was going to say about this one too. But yeah, it was a decent follow-up. I mean, it may not be as good as the first one. I mean, let's face it. How are you going to top the first one? But as a sequel, it was pretty solid. Had its cringe moments in there you necessary, but apart from that, it was good. You know,
listen, if there's any dudes that's watching this, and if y'all do look, if y'all did whatever, if you guys ever did what Derek did to your girl, man, fucking slap yourself in the face right now. Don't do that, okay? Because one, you'll be viewed as a weirdo. Two, that shit will go viral. You'll be a laughing stock.
Like, and imagine if the person said no.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
Imagine you went through all that trouble to do that, and then the person turns around and says, "Ah, fuck it, I'm not interested." And it's on the internet.
And did Mickey say that was from Top Gun?
I think so.
I was like, I don't remember that shit being in Top Gun, but okay. And by the way, too, I just want to say, actually, for some reason, I rewatched some of Scream the other night. Once again, Wes Craven saying that he didn't write it, he directed, but to okay this, when Casey said the first one, Nightmare was good, but the rest sucked. I'm still like, Wes, stop it, come on. But so you're basically saying New Nightmare wasn't that good? Come on, man.
Damn.
Which, by the way, New Nightmare, I always thought was definitely one of the best Nightmare films for sure.
I actually really enjoyed that one, and the reason I enjoyed it was because it put a whole different spin and twist to what we've seen before, whereas all of a sudden the shit is now happening in the real world.
It kind of was
the fantasy coming to life.
Yeah, which I thought was a nice, interesting spin on the lore of Nightmare on Elm Street. Even though I thought Miko Hughes was fucking annoying in the film. But who played Heather Langenkamp's son?
I'm gonna find out. Let me check that out.
Yeah, I think he also played Cage in Pet Sematary.
Pretty sure. I think it might be the same kid.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure that's the same kid.
I'm gonna find out. Where is he?
What's one of the most Miko Hughes. But by the way, Cage, Pet Sematary. Yeah, if you're trying to be scary, I'm like, this is the most adorable ass killer I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, he cut that dude's mouth wide open in Pet Sematary. Just...
I know, but I probably still was scared when I was probably kind of wanted to give him a hug too. It's like, shit. When it comes to kids getting killed, I'm just like,
Yeah, he was like a zombie, but still, it was like
he was a zombie. But bro, when the father killed him, he started crying. It's going, no fair.
It was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was going, no fair. It's like,
Oh, but that bit when he gets mowed by that truck and you hear that sound effect, it was just, oh my god,
But yeah, we could definitely. We should one of these days. We should definitely watch along that.
Yeah, I think I have the original. I know I've got the recent remake they did as well.
But all right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed Scream 2 watch along. Anything that you want to plug in, Paul, before we get out of here?
Yeah, for anyone who's interested in checking out video game streams, you can find me on Twitch, Gorehound1983. I am hoping to get an early access stream code for Dying Light 2 a week before it's released. I'm just waiting to see if Keymailer is going to accept my request for it. So if I do, then you're going to see something cool happening on there.
Awesome. And of course, with me, expect the podcast next Tuesday. And then, and because of my work schedule, and it's pretty freaking sweet work, so I'm off on weekends now. We're going to do Scream 3 next Friday because I have a show next Saturday. I will definitely have seen Scream by then, but we won't talk about it until we get past Scream 4. So you guys may have to wait a couple weeks, but I'm pretty sure me and Paul will definitely have a lot of discussion, especially what Paul told me about some of the twists and surprises happened. Wait, now, Paul. Will it piss me off, or will it legit shock me?
That depends on what you're expecting.
Okay, all right. So we could agree, or we could have a discussion.
Well, it's going to go either way. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff on there that you and me enjoyed, and there's going to be some stuff we're going to talk about on there. But we are going to have our say on this.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, that's it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed Scream 2 watch along. Hopefully everybody's watching live enjoyed it. And of course, the viewers are going to watch this in the archive. Don't forget to check out our Black Christmas Scream and our Black Christmas movie review that we did. Check that out. And Texas Chainsaw. Texas Chainsaw.
New one
And
coming out too. Yeah, we're kind of worrying about this one.
Yeah, you said the new one? Yeah, you said the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's how I feel about the new one.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, Paul, every time you bring that up, I'm going to play that clip. Just letting you know. And also, and also, man, and I will. We'll talk about that movie when it comes out. But yeah, hope everybody has a nice, safe, productive weekend. And hopefully you guys enjoy NFL playoffs, which start tomorrow, actually. So hopefully your teams, who's ever y'all rooting for, does well in the first round. Fuck Chicago Bears. And you said go Raiders?
Yep.
Raiders in the playoffs?
That's my team, man. Raiders.
Oh, okay. All right. Good shit. And we will see you. I'll see y'all next week for the podcast, and me and Paul will see y'all next week for Scream 3, which from what I remember, is everybody's least favorite. Is that correct?
Yeah, that one is kind of the weakest in the series, but we'll get to it.
All right, y'all. We are out. Have a good night. Enjoy your Friday. Peace.
Laters.